The Los Angeles Clippers and the Detroit Pistons faced off on March 5, 2025, in what turned out to be an unforgettable NBA showdown. The atmosphere was electric in the arena as fans from both sides came with high hopes. The Clippers were looking to secure a vital win for their playoff push, while the Pistons were determined to showcase their growth and fight on the road. With the game hanging in the balance, both teams delivered an intense performance that kept the crowd on the edge of their seats. The game started with a sense of urgency from both teams. The Clippers, led by their star players Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, came out aggressive, ready to set the tone. Kawhi quickly took control, driving to the basket and finishing with a powerful move to give Los Angeles an early advantage. However, the Pistons didn't back down. Young star Jaden Ivey showed his explosive athleticism early on, driving hard to the rim and scoring a fierce dunk that got the crowd roaring. Detroit's energy was palpable, and it was clear they were not going to let the Clippers dictate the pace. Both teams were feeling each other out during the first few minutes, with a few missed shots and turnovers as they adjusted to each other's style. The Clippers' defense, known for its intensity, locked in early, forcing the Pistons to take difficult shots. However, Detroit's determination started to shine through. Cade Cunningham, the Pistons' young leader, was handling the ball with confidence, setting up his teammates and hitting key shots when needed. His smooth mid-range jumper brought Detroit back into the game, showing that the Pistons were ready to fight for every point. As the first quarter progressed, the game became a back-and-forth affair. The Clippers showed their sharp shooting from beyond the arc with Paul George knocking down a critical three-pointer and Norman Powell contributing with another long-range shot, but the Pistons weren't going away. On the other end, Bojan Bogdanovic proved his value by knocking down a corner three and keeping the game tight. The scoring went back and forth, with both teams unable to fully separate from one another. With less than 2 minutes left in the quarter, Marcus Morris Sr. hit a clutch three-pointer to give the Clippers a slight lead, but Detroit's persistence on both sides of the ball meant that no team would ever have a comfortable cushion. The second quarter began with both teams adjusting to each other's strengths and weaknesses. The pace slowed a bit, and there were a few more fouls and free throws. Ivica Zubac, known for his ability to dominate the paint, was making his presence felt in the low post. His powerful finishes and hard screens created opportunities for the Clippers. However, the Pistons countered with their defense. Isaiah Stewart, often seen as the backbone of Detroit's defense, was battling in the paint, fighting for every rebound and contesting shots. Even though the Pistons couldn't always get stops, they found ways to stay in the game by capitalizing on fast breaks and aggressive plays. The momentum shifted halfway through the second quarter. The Clippers' lead grew slightly as Kawhi Leonard showcased his all-around ability. He took over during key moments, not only scoring but also creating plays for his teammates. A brilliant pass from Zubac found Paul George for an open three, and just like that, the Clippers began to extend their lead. But the Pistons weren't done yet. Jaden Ivey, in particular, had a strong quarter, continuing to make plays and knock down big shots. His confident play was a highlight for Detroit, and when they executed a fast break, it was Bojan Bogdanovic hitting another three-pointer to keep the Pistons within reach. With just under a minute to go before halftime, the game was still up for grabs. The Clippers held a narrow lead, but Detroit's resilience was clear. Despite Kawhi Leonard's best efforts and Paul George's consistent shooting, the Pistons didn't look rattled. They managed to stay close with clutch shots from their role players, and Cunningham continued to orchestrate the offense with poise beyond his years. As the first half ended, it was clear that this game was far from over, and fans were eagerly awaiting the second half. When the second half began, the energy in the arena was palpable. Both teams knew the importance of this game, and the intensity only grew. The Clippers came out with more focus, determined to make a run and take control of the game. Kawhi Leonard, ever the clutch performer, came alive early in the third quarter. He hit a couple of tough shots and showed off his skills, demonstrating why he's considered one of the best in the game. However, the Pistons weren't going to just fold. Detroit quickly responded with a couple of defensive stops and fast breaks. Cade Cunningham found a cutting Jaden Ivey for an easy dunk, and the crowd was back on its feet, cheering as the Pistons tried to find their rhythm. The game became even more physical as the clock ticked down. Both teams were now locked in, understanding that every possession mattered. The Clippers' defense was stifling at times, but the Pistons had players who could deliver when it mattered most. Cunningham was at the forefront, hitting timely shots and creating opportunities for others. On the other hand, the Clippers kept relying on their stars to deliver under pressure. The final minutes of the third quarter saw some incredible shot-making from both teams. Paul George hit another key three-pointer to extend the Clippers' lead, but Detroit responded with a quick three from Bogdanovic and a drive to the basket by Ivey. The game remained tight, with the Clippers holding onto a slim lead heading into the final period. As the fourth quarter began, it was clear that both teams were ready for a dramatic finish. The crowd was on the edge of their seats, and it felt like every possession was critical. Kawhi Leonard took over in the final minutes, showing why he's one of the league's best in clutch situations. With under 3 minutes left, he hit a contested step-back jumper over Jaden Ivey to give the Clippers a 4-point lead. Detroit, however, refused to let go of the game. They made a few key stops, and with less than a minute left, the Pistons had a chance to tie it up. Cunningham ran the offense, looking for an open shot, but the Clippers' defense tightened, forcing him to miss a contested three-pointer. With the clock winding down and the Clippers up by 2, they were able to get a crucial stop, and the game ended with a thrilling victory for Los Angeles. The final score didn't do justice to the fierce competition between these two teams. Kawhi Leonard's clutch play was the difference-maker in the end, but Detroit proved they were ready to battle and fight until the very last second. While the Clippers celebrated the win, the Pistons walked away with their heads held high, knowing that they had given it their all. Now, we want to hear from you. What did you think of this amazing finish? Was Kawhi's shot the deciding factor, or did you think Detroit had a chance to pull off the upset? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know which player you think had the biggest impact on the game. Was it Kawhi's clutch moments or Cunningham's leadership? We'll be checking out the best comments and responding, so don't miss out on the conversation. If you enjoyed this recap and want to see more NBA action, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a thrilling highlight or game breakdown. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time for even more epic NBA moments.